All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have another video today. This one's a pretty good one. I've been waiting to make this one for a little while, and I think today is the day. From vipers to vasodilators. The story of ACE inhibitors. So ACE inhibitors is a type of blood pressure medication. This family includes lisinopril. This is all the pril, the last ending in pril ACE inhibitors. There's also many other ones. So this one is made from venom from a lethal South American snake. And the whole angle behind this is acts as a sedative and a blood vessel dilator. A lot of people take lisinopril. Lisinopril is the first line of blood pressure medications. This is also the cheapest line. So let's break it down. If you are getting your meds to the VA, this is first line. If you have a health insurance that may not cover a lot, this is first line blood pressure pills, right? Before we break into this too much, if you have not seen the previous videos, go look at those. We did a bunch of research on taking fish oil, and we also have our sea moss that we take, and that seems to keep my blood pressure at a perfect level. Whether you have hereditary blood pressure, you eat a bunch of salt, or you have anxiety-based blood pressure, all right? Links in the description for those, check those out. So this is kind of an edgy deal, and I found one guy had a write-up on this, and this is not talked about very common, and it seemed like the whole article is trying to glamorize using snake venom, that, you know, glamorize taking snake venom to fix your blood pressure. All right, my brushing with lisinopril is, that's the first thing they gave me. I had a short-term insurance back in 2018, and my findings of lisinopril, if I sat in front of the computer and try to do something, my brain wouldn't work. It's like you're heavily sedated. Some people say they don't notice that. I'm gonna give you a fair warning. If you take lisinopril or any ACE inhibitor and you think that there's no issue, if you ever get to stop taking that, you'll clearly see just how much that drug affected you. Severely mentally disables you and makes you unable to solve simple problems and think. If you think you're taking lisinopril and you can function good, if you don't take it, it's like you're reborn again, right? That's my thoughts of it. That's my personal situation of it. Do not stop taking any blood pressure medication without cycling off it first. You have to Google the name of the medication. It'll tell you how to get off of it. It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks. That'll stay in your body for anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months. Depends on how much you take and how long you're taking it. It is not a quick thing, but it is worth a check into. So this says cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death globally, causing just under a third of all mortality in 2019, when it lies almost 18 million people, an umbrella term for conditions that affected the heart and circulation. Cardiovascular disease is most commonly associated with waxy buildup that narrows or blocks the blood vessels, leading to angina, high blood pressure, heart attack, and strokes. That's not exactly true. As I said before, you could have hereditary issues causing your high blood pressure. It could be, we actually haven't seen a lot of narrowing in the blood vessels. It could be a lot of your diet. It could be a lot of anxiety, right? If you are young and you have this, is it narrow blood vessels? Probably not. There's many different causes of this. There again, this is one guy writing this up. Even though it was linked to the government website, that doesn't mean anything. A lot of these are opinions of people, right? Aside from ACE treatments of CVD, cardiovascular disease, includes statins, beta blockers, receptor blockers, and lifestyle changes like regular exercise and stop smoking. Okay, here's what we know. Here's what we know right now. If you eat a mind-numbing amount of fast food and garbage and prepackaged food, will that affect your blood pressure? More than likely, yes. Will it guarantee affect your blood pressure? No. It all depends on what you got, what you have going on, right? A good doctor, if your blood pressure is high, regardless of how high, he should tell you you need to eat better, need to exercise more. That's first line defense, or it should be. It's not always. A lot of doctors use that as first line defense. A lot of doctors are quick to the meds. I was reading an article earlier, we'll do a video on that soon, that 1 in 4 adults have high blood pressure. And it was basically, was a quarter or half of those people, I think it was a half, the blood pressure is controlled. The other half is not, that are on medicines. It essentially says half the people taking blood pressure medicine is not working, right? Which we know that. Anyhow, let me see. Surgical interventions such as coronary angioplasty, stents, bypass surgery, and even heart transplants may be considered in particular serious cases. That's if you have some wild plaque issues. You're gonna get stents put in, you have blockage of the arteries and all that business. Like I said, if you're eating stuff, and I watched a write-up on this too about oils. I saw a guy doing a documentary. Every single restaurant he went to, he's going to restaurants asking them all, what kind of oil do you use in your fryers? Every single one said vegetable oil or, I'm drawing a blank, what the hell is it? Canola oil. Canola oil comes from a tree. Those two are known to harden arteries and block arteries. That is for sure. And that's what every restaurant you go to uses. You know why they use that? Let me back that up. Not every restaurant. That's what 99.999% of restaurants use. Do you know why they use that? Because it's dirt cheap. They're not in the market of protecting your heart for you. They're in the market of making money, right? The restaurant, you have to make money or it will cease to exist. Now, that being said, a lot of true Italian restaurants, which are very few and far between, will use olive oil. What's the fast food that uses peanut oil instead of canola oil? Chick-fil-A. Say what you will about Chick-fil-A, that is one good aspect of it. Their fries and their chicken and everything is cooked in peanut oil. Is peanut oil the most healthiest oil in the world? No. You can't really deep fry in olive oil. You can, but the smoking point is very low. It's just some fun little tidbits for you guys to look up, right? Don't take my word for it. Go look it up on Google. I don't make the rules. I'm just relaying the message here, trying to help you guys out. You ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's watching these videos has high blood pressure or something similar. Just trying to help you out. In simple terms, ACE inhibitors treat hypertension and protect the heart by blocking the body from producing the hormone angiotensin 2, which is in return reduces blood pressure by causing blood vessels to dilate and reduce the amount of water in the kidneys. Is lisinopril going to protect you? No. If taking enough of lisinopril, will it put you 6 feet under? Probably. Or make you wish you were, at least. You have to weigh it out. Whether it's a statin, a blood pressure med. If you take something right now that is literally killing you and making you wish you were dead for maybe a little benefit down the road, you have to weigh it out. All right. I really think there is a lot of reworking needs to be done in the medical field with all these medicines. I've seen how this works. You go in the doctor, bring up on the computer, has a whole list of medicines. The computer tells them what to prescribe you next. What's next? What's next? What's next? And has the doctor ever taken any of those medicines? There's 99.99999% sure they have not ever taken those medicines. So when you come in there and have questions about side effects, usually you get an eye roll or shrug off. And how do I know this? I've been to 6 doctors and taken, 14 or 16 different blood pressure medicines. That almost took me out. I've been doing better the last couple months, taking the fish oil and now on the sea moss. I'm in better health now than I have been in probably 20 years, cardiovascular wise, right? Not having the stuff where you lay in bed and you worry about things, or you're fretting and worry about things. You have tightness in your chest. All that's gone. So that is what it is. Yesterday's video was about the sea moss. Check it out if you didn't see that. It is a lot of good information. A lot of people say, oh, it's made in Vietnam. Yeah. Whatever medicine you're taking right now from your doctor, go look at the back of it. It's not made in the USA, I can promise you. It's made in India or China or Vietnam. That's just the way it is. That's where we're at right now, right? Anyhow, so this ACE inhibitor basically reduces blood pressure, causing blood vessels dilate, reducing the amount of water that kidneys put back in the blood. However, the journey from snake venom to producing these life-changing drugs was anything but easy and has been described as a great success story in modern medicine chemistry. As I said, this is like it's like a campaign speech for snake venom, right? It's so great. Is it? Is it? The Brazilian pit viper, also known as a Yara, Y-A-R-A-R-A, is probably not how you pronounce that. And Bothrops duraca is the actual name of it, is a deadly grayish brown snake that grows up to 160 centimeters long and can be found in mainly the southern Brazil, northern Argentina, northeastern Paraguay. Its venoms bring about a drop in blood pressure. Its venom brings about a drop in blood pressure that causes prey to lose consciousness. Cute. Lisinopril also make you lose consciousness, right? If you take enough of it. As well as other potentially fatal effects such as hemorrhage and incoagulable blood. It means your blood does not coagulate right, does not clot. In the early 80s, speakers of hypertension conferences often livened up their presentations by replacing graphs and tables with pictures of dangerous snakes striking zigzag markings and aggressively protruding tongue. But the effects of Yara, which is a snake venom, have been safely harnessed. It's safe. It was a good medical research for about 15 years, then notably as a peptide extract brought to Europe by the Brazilian researcher Sergio Ferreira, F-E-R-E-I-R-A. Tested laboratory, the future Nobel Prize winner John R. Vane. It's just name dropping, right? Is taking snake venom going to save your life? You don't want me to answer that. ACE had been first identified as responsible as covering antigen to the vasoconstrictor, as it gets complicated with the big words here, in the mid-1950s, producing a suitable synthetic and orally active analog of Ferreira's 1960s venom peptide. So this is 1960 stuff. My question is, where's the current research? We're in 2024, running towards 2025, and we're still taking snake venom. Is that where we're at right now? It works for half of the people, or somewhat controls half of the people that have high blood pressure in the world. Is it actually controlling their blood pressure? If you stop taking it, you'll withdraw and your blood pressure will spike. A lot of times, if you can make it through the spike, your blood pressure will return to normal. Or the people taking this didn't really need it in the first place. That's what you have to figure out. I'm not trying to be all conspiracy theorists. I'm not trying to say anything against any doctors. The doctor has to write prescriptions for stuff. They have a guideline to go by. They do not stray from that guideline, and that's just the way it works, right? I'm trying to help everybody on here stay alive. That's essentially what we're doing here. And I think we're doing that. Judging by the comments, a lot of people's on the krill oil / fish oil and doing really well on it. That makes me very, very happy. This is all dosages, all stuff like that. I'm not going to bore you with all that. But that's where we're at right now. We're taking snake venom. Like I said, I took lisinopril for a short time. Those years of taking blood pressure medicines were simply the worst years of my entire life. My life from 2018 to about 3 months ago, that life is checkered and missing pieces. Blacked out, you might say. Can I remember stuff from there? Sure. Do I struggle to remember anything from there? Yes. As a very fuzzy, harsh past. As the last couple years taking ibuprofen, it wasn't as bad, I figured out that's why I could never sleep. I was taking that drug. My memory wasn't. That was the lesser of all the evils, ibuprofen. Is that good for you? Hell no, it's not good for you. If you don't take that if you miss a pill on that, you go into heavy withdrawals. I was down taking only a half a pill of that. Was it regulating my blood pressure? Not really. I was okay enough to function, and that was it. Unfortunately, I've been on blood pressure medicines most of my YouTube career. I started YouTube in late 2015. If you go back and look at old car videos of me doing all this stuff, I was doing all this stuff under the sedation of blood pressure medicine. People get angry at me when I can't remember something from back then. I can remember really good now, really clear. I'm just saying, be careful taking any of this stuff. Make damn sure you actually need it before you take it. Can you take krill oil and the sea moss and live your life normally with no problems? Probably. The run of things is do not stop taking your blood pressure meds abruptly. You must look up how to get off of there. My recommendation, take the krill oil and the sea moss and see how things go while still taking your other medication, your normal medication. If everything drops way down, which what we've seen, it will, then you start slowly cycling off your medication. If you take fish oil for one day, your blood pressure drops, and you just stop taking your blood pressure medication, what's going to happen? Extreme withdrawals. The more you take into that, the longer you take in, the more the withdrawal will be. It'll take you a couple weeks to get off of that medicine once you're supported with a krill oil. If your doctor says, fish oil, that doesn't work, I would look them right in the eye and I would seriously doubt their ability as a doctor at that point in time. Tell them this is not what some old geezer on YouTube said. This is straight from the Mayo Clinic research. This is not an opinion. It is not your doctor's opinion. It's not Nathan's opinion. This is from actual research of what's happened. I took that information. I started taking these products. I cycled down off of all medications. And here we are. I've never been better. Who do you know taking blood pressure medicine says, I've taken this stuff, I haven't never felt better? How'd you feel before you took that? That's what I'm asking. What are you doing? What are you doing? That's it. Hopefully this guy helps you, ladies and gentlemen, out. This is from the heart of some old geezer making YouTube videos. I decided to stop doing car videos, stop using my brain to take apart V10 engines and internal windings of all these crazy cars and direct it all towards helping people. That's what I'd like to do. These videos bring me joy. I like doing this. It brings a lot of you joy. If you're an old subscriber and you're only here for BMW stuff or Porsche stuff, are we going to do any more of that? Probably not. This is where my heart is right now. Fortunately, many of my old subscribers also have high blood pressure because everybody has it, right? If you write this channel off, say, I'm only here for cars, don't be so quick because chances are you'll find yourself sooner than later in a high blood pressure situation looking up these videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.